people come to you to be heard and to be listened to, not necessarily to solve.
But in the work I do, there's a lot of problem solving. Your profile. This is where you and I are very, very different. You have a 4-6 and I have a 5-1. So as a 4-6, you are a connector.
A connector.
Yep. So your growth comes through relationships with other people. So you're really good at like connecting people. And I've heard you say this. I've heard you say, yeah, we've had events at our house and I invite people and I try to
Kind of bring them together.
Yeah, that's all part of your profile.
Interesting. And what's 5-1?
So a 5-1 is an investigator and a heretic. So I am a seeker of knowledge. And the heretic is people come to me to solve their problems.
Oh, that's interesting that you say to solve their problems, because like right off the bat, my gut feeling is saying that when people come to you to feel seen and to be heard and to be listened to, not necessarily to solve.
But in the work I do, there's a lot of problem solving. So it does make sense to me. You know, we can throw out language such as codependency, problem solver, and those things all exist. And they can exist in very healthy ways and very unhealthy ways, right? Especially codependency. But learning that I have a natural problem solving energy. You know, people will say to me, how do I do this? Now, as the manifester, I'm going to see something they may not see.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to see something within what they're trying to solve they may not have thought about.
Right.
And I'm going to be able to say to them, consider doing it this way. Right? Consider looking at it this way. Where you as a 4-6, you're going to go into a group of people and they're going to be like, Diane is here. She's going to connect us to someone. Right? They're going to see you as a role model for connection.
Got it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
How many of these are there? 4-6, 5-1.
I think there's 6. Okay. Yeah. So on the 4th line, that's called you're an opportunist. That means relationships are your currency. You are a natural connector of people. You find people who reciprocate what you are giving to them. So that's going to be really important to you is in your relationships. I'm giving into this relationship. Is it giving back to me? So you always want to look for that reciprocation. Your network can be both small or large. Either one. You're going to work well inside either one, which I feel like just what I know about you, that's where you kind of dropped in really good in the corporate world. Connecting people to their jobs a little differently, right? Giving them a different way to think about things.
Yeah. I feel like within the corporate world, that's what allowed me to get promoted so quickly.
Right.
I don't know if it's agreeableness, but but I think that you have a point there. It's being able to network, being able to reach out to the people that I need to in order to get things done.
Right.
In order to move the needle.
Right. So you see how that shows up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating.
So you're going to want to look for relationships that feel in balance in your life. That's going to be a big one for you. And then your 6th line makes you a role model.
The 6 makes you a role model? What?
Yeah. So as a role model, there's going to be 3 phases for you. So from a young age to 30, you're going to be in your experimental stage, which you're past that.
Mhm.
So for the first 30 years, you're going to be out doing things, trying to figure it all out. And then after 30, you're going to go into what they call the on the roof stage. That means you're going to start looking at your life. You're going to start trying to make sense of some of your experiences. And you're going to start looking at how those will carry you forward. And then it says as you get into your 50s, you will just very naturally, authentically live everything.
That sounds amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do it earlier. Let's do it before 50.
Seriously.
Yeah. So
What about you? What is it? You're 5'1", but what else defines you when it comes to the 5 and when it comes to the 1?
the downfall of the 1 is people will look to me for problem solving. And if I don't follow through like they expect me to, I have what we call a fall from grace. Yeah. It's a tough profile. Learning about it and then looking at relationships, looking at how I show up in my work, looking at people's response. I was like, this makes a lot of sense. Because sometimes a problem will come to me, and if my heart isn't in it, I don't have the energy to find solutions.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who came to me with the problem, they're looking for that. And when I don't follow through, I have what they call a fall from grace.
And what could that look like?
I think in business, it looks like, don't work with her. She doesn't follow through. I look at it as my heart wasn't in what you were asking me to do.
Right.
Right. But it's not easy to tell the general public that.
No.
Right. I don't have a heart for your problem. That's hard to hear.
It is hard to hear.
Yeah.
But it's the reality. Everybody has that in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. For me, it's interesting to watch my fall from grace, to watch when it happens and to see what led up to it happening.
What was the most devastating moment of falling from grace for you?
My very first poor Google review.
Oh. Oh, Jennifer.
Yeah, it was I feel at the heart level, right? So when things happen, there's heaviness in my chest, there's pressure in my chest. My heart beats irregularly, right? And the sad part is it was like half the story. It wasn't the other half of the story. It wasn't that the parts where I did show up, they were never written about.
Of course not.
Right?
Oh.
So it's tough. Like it's a tough profile to live inside of.
Mm-hmm.
But recognizing it makes it easier to swallow. I'm like, okay, I just didn't fulfill this person's expectations of me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. Wild, huh?
So wild. So
Yeah.
1 seems like a tough one. What about the 5?
The 5 is purely investigation. So if you know me, if you tell me, hey, I want to know more about this, I'm your girl to dive in. I had a conversation with someone a few days ago, and they had asked me, how much do you know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know much, but in a month from now, I'll bring you back a full detailed report.
Oh my gosh. That is funny.
And what's interesting is, have you done any other personality profile testing?
I have done like the INCP one. I forgot what that one is called. But it's basically like it's very similar to DISC.
Okay. I have done the Enneagram.
Okay.
And I show up as the investigator on the Enneagram. So always the knowledge seeker, right? Seeking knowledge, seeking knowledge, seeking knowledge. And then I show up in Myers-Briggs as INTJ, which is, again, a very small percentage of the population and has a lot of knowledge seeking inside of it.
Yes, it's the Myers-Briggs.
Yes.
And I forgot which one I am.
Yeah.
But it's it was like a leader type, but I forgot. It was ENTP.
Okay.
ENTP.
Okay.
So extroverted. I forgot what the N stood for, but it was more like on the extroverted side. Even though I don't feel that I'm particularly extroverted, I feel I'm a little more on the introverted side, but I can portray myself as being more extroverted.
So it'd be interesting to see if that comes up, because when you look at this, if you have the capacity for connection, right?
Yeah.
To go out and make and connect people. So that could be where the extroversion is showing up. I found it interesting when I set all of these things side by side that there were through lines, right? So there was a through line of seeking knowledge on everything.
Okay.
So now in my day-to-day operations, I'm always looking at why is this showing up
Uh-huh.
for me?
Right.
What do I need to know more about? What knowledge do I need to gain from this? Because everything, when you look at the personality types, shows knowledge seeking. So it's interesting.
Yeah. As you're speaking, I remember that the Myers-Briggs is actually, so I was ENTJ.
Okay.
So J is like judging,
Judging. Yep.
and P is like perceiving. And as a judger, it's like you make automatic decisions, split decisions as to what something is. Whereas a perceiver, and I think you said that you were a P, right?
Nope. I'm INTJ.
I
So I'm
INTJ.
introverted. I have the judging.
Okay.
Yep.
I have the judging too. And then you were INT. What was the N for?
I don't remember the N. I'd have to look it up.
Right. But yeah, I feel I think it's interesting that you're I and that I'm E.
Yeah. And you say I don't feel extroverted. I have a deep knowing I'm introverted. Like I have zero extroversion. But when I look at my definition, mine is single. Yours is split. So my single definition comes with a lot of independence. I love my alone time. I love to work alone. I love to be alone. Like the aloneness in me is big. I love my freedom. You know, when people talk to me about not working for myself and doing a corporate job, I always say it sounds really fun, but I require a lot of freedom.
Right.
A lot of freedom to kind of come and go. As a split personality or a split definition, you're able to be in groups of people and, you know, and do really well inside of that. I'm not. When people say to me, hey, let's do this group project, I'm like, yeah. Right?
I get that.
Tell me what I need to do and send me on my way.
All right.
Right? We've talked about my travel alone.
Yeah.
Right?
And how you loved it and you're looking forward to it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And that's just part of me. So for you and I, right? If I say, hey, I'm going to go on this trip and I'm going by myself, as friends, sometimes you might feel like, hey, how come I didn't get invited? Right? But knowing me, you can say, oh, she needs some time alone.
Yeah.
You might say, hey, come to the next Chamber of Commerce meeting with us. And I might say, okay, recognizing you do really well in groups and I don't, right?
Right.
So just recognizing our own energy types.
Interesting. I'm actually just learning that about you still.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I sent a message to you asking, do you want to come with us to a wine tasting? And maybe in your heart, you're feeling that that's not for you.
So in my heart, I'm like, oh, wine tasting would be phenomenal. But then there's a side of me that says, I have to be around a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah. And their purpose is to be networking,
Right.
and which is something that is tough.
Yeah. So for me, I would do really well sitting at a wine tasting event with one person talking.
Mhm.
You would not find me up and walking around and socializing.
Do you not like small talk?
I hate small talk.
So does Naja.
We need to do his human design
Yeah.
and see where you guys are the same, where you're different. You're probably the same in a few areas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is so great. I love that we're doing this. So there's single, right? You said
Single definitions, split. There's
split.
some others I don't remember. I don't have memorized, but yeah, it's kind of how you show up.
Okay.
So when I go to a group function, like on Wednesday mornings, I come in, tell me what I need to know, and I leave. And there is nothing in me that ever says, I don't want to stay and talk. I don't want to socialize. It's just very natural for me to show up, be a part of the meeting, and leave. It's just a natural movement of my energy, right? And people can take that very wrong. She's stuck up. She doesn't want to talk. She's not very social. I'm not built to be social.
Right. Right. That's fascinating.
So these are going to be kind of the top things that you really want to start to work with.